Thank you, Doctor. Now, I'm glad you're in a good mood tonight because right now, standing backstage, is probably a nervous young man. This is his very first appearance on The Tonight Show. His name is Ron Schock, and he's going to be working Catch a Rising Star in Las Vegas next weekend and the following week at the Comedy Corner in Colorado Springs. Would you welcome Ron Schock? Ron?
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Got in comedy when I was 40 years old. People told me you ought to do impersonations of Jimmy Stewart. You sound just like Jimmy Stewart. And it's really the West Texas drawl, and I know better. I lived in Australia for 5 years. And I meet this beautiful Australian girl, and it's our first date, and over a glass of wine, she goes, "You know who you sound like?" And I go, "You know, thank you, Jimmy." I go, "No, who do I sound like?" She said, "Gomer Pyle." So I don't do impersonations. Do talk about things I've seen. In Texas, I saw a guy built a stand alongside a freeway in the middle of nowhere selling van seats. Seats for a van. Nothing else. I thought, who's buying van seats from a stand alongside an interstate in the middle of nowhere? Is this an impulse buy I don't know about? Somebody driving up the freeway that goes, "You know, Myrtle, driving this here van, standing up, getting downright uncomfortable. I tell you what, Myrtle, I locked the van. I'm saying if I had something to sit down on. Now look at this. Look at when I got to shift the damn gears. I'll tell you what, Myrtle, keep your eyes open, baby, and you see somebody selling van seats, well, a lot of things I get out of newspapers. Last year, true story, United States Air Force fighter jet fell out of the sky, crashed into a Ramada Inn in Indianapolis, killed 9 people in the Ramada Inn. Houston Chronicle front page story said most of the guests of the Ramada Inn were caught by surprise. Most of them. Not all of them. I mean, somebody was expecting it. Somebody got up that morning in Indianapolis, went, "You know, Myrtle, I wouldn't be a bit surprised." One more for you. Bryan, Texas, the body of a man was found. He'd been shot 5 times in the chest with a bolt-action .22 caliber rifle. They found the weapon lying next to the body. The district attorney, coroner, and sheriff for Bryan, Texas determined this was an obvious open and shut case of suicide. All right, I'm going to hit the key points for you again. He was shot 5 times in the chest with a bolt-action .22 caliber rifle. Now, for those of you who've never fired a bolt-action rifle, I got to give you a little quick demonstration. It's a rather unique sort of weapon and not the one that I personally would have chosen for suicide. But what do I know? It's a rifle. Picture me holding it in normal position. Notice the lever right here. It's attached to a bolt up on top of the rifle, which is why they call it a bolt-action rifle. To operate this weapon, you hold the entire 8.7 pounds of the weapon in your left hand. Take your right hand, grab the lever, pull it up, pull the bolt back towards you. This ejects or throws out one used shell casing. Bip, 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 bip. You take one new 22 caliber shell, little bitty teeny tiny shell, and you slide it in. Now you realize this does get progressively harder with 3 or 4 bullets. Already smack dab in the middle of your chest. Getting a little harder to do this, all right? Now, so you slide the little bitty teeny tiny shell, take the lever, close the bolt, pull. It's now loaded, but it's facing in the wrong direction, okay? Now, you got to turn that sucker around, and by grabbing the barrel and stretching all the way out and hooking your thumb backwards in the trigger, you are now ready to shoot yourself. Boom! One more time. Now, after which, you're going to have to pick your butt from up off of the ground. You're going to have to relocate the rifle, assuming you would have dropped it when the bullet went into your chest. You would have gone, ah, and fallen down. And then you'd have to repeat the procedure. Now, to shoot yourself 5 times in the chest with a bolt-action 22 caliber rifle requires a degree of determination that I do not possess, all right? I think if I shot myself, say, 3 times in the chest with a bolt action and found, to my surprise and chagrin, that I was still alive, I'm just gonna say the hell with it. I can live with this, okay?
That is a funny new talent. He's a funny kid. Ron Schock. We'll be back with Pete Rose in a moment.